Hey everybody, Tim here with today's episode of Lost in Space, Season 1, Episode 7, Pressurized. It was rough. It actually was not that great. I don't know, it was filmed really well, and the characters are really well done. I'm liking all of that. But, some of this episode was just, it felt like a 90s show. It felt very old. It's hard to describe or go into more detail. As I go through the episode, I'll mention more about it. But, the way TV shows have changed over the years, this felt more like a 90s 2000 type show with the filmography of today. So I don't know, maybe that's what they were going for, to be more like the 60s show, to really go out there and have it very episodic and journey-like, but it didn't really work. So, John and Judy's whole relationship, that was kind of the thing with the 60s one, was, everybody kind of made fun of, Dawn and Judy together. And, even when you watch, the movie, back in, what was it, 1998, there was that whole thing where, Dawn was interested in Judy. Judy, I think she's 17 or 18 in this show, but I don't know, it's creepy to think that, looking at them together, it's just very awkward. John and Maureen being stuck in the tar. First of all, them backing up was kind of great. And then when they get stuck in the tar, you're like, seriously? That's the storyline for this episode? But whatever. Evan, the surfer, being stuck on the tank, where he's I don't know, for whatever reason, they have to get through the geysers. And it's okay. And then they're okay, wait for it to stop. And then we got 3 minutes. And then evidently it's clockwork. It's exactly 3 minutes and 47 seconds or something. And they're waiting and they're waiting and they're waiting. And then it stops. And then they're go. I don't know. To me, if it was going to be that clockwork, be back a little distance and know, okay, it's going to end in 3 seconds. Gun it. And because they waste at least 5 seconds just waiting for it to stop and then going. Get a running start. So as soon as it dies down, boom, you're going across. Make the most of your time. They didn't do it. So I don't know. It felt really awkward. And then just Evan's whole character where for whatever reason, the tank comes unplugged. And so he has to go out and plug it back in. And of course, that's when the geysers start. And it flips over on him. And I don't know, you feel really bad with, Penny and Judy. You feel really bad with Judy and just, her wanting to save his life. And they waste a ton of the fuel to get him out to save his life. And then, sure enough, he ends up dying anyway. Which, Dawn is great in that scene where the mayor is just if you, pull the tank up and we lose the fuel, you're not getting any money. And he's whatever. And he just he pops it back up and you see all the fuel come out, but they save Evan. So I was that was nice. I actually really like that. Will's whole connection with Penny in this one where she's where he is flying around the ship because she's just remote controlling it or whatever. It's cute. You really kind of get the feeling that they're siblings in this episode, which out of everybody, Penny seems the most sibling or sister-like out of the characters. So I like that. We learned Dr. Smith's real name is June Harris. Both names I think are from the original series. I think Harris was the original actor that played Dr. Smith, and I think June was I don't remember her last name, but I think there was an actress, June. I think she was the original, Maureen Robinson or something. But somewhere in there. That's great. The whole thing of John and Maureen, being stuck, and he's you need to survive, and he's going to, drown in the tar to get her out. And then they come up with, the balloon, which is super obvious. Even Dawn's what are you talking about? Where they pressurize it, and then they crawl through it. That would be so hot. I don't know what material this balloon's made of, but I feel even them crawling through it, it would be burning them as they crawl. I don't know. I don't know much about tar. I don't know much about balloons, but that whole scene was just so over the top. And then of course, it inflates right there by the shore. So when they cut out and they're just boom, they're hey, we're saved. No, I feel chances are more likely he'd open it and then tar would just pour it and kill them. So, I don't know, this episode was a little rough for me. So, for those who have seen it, what did you guys think? Let me know, and I will see you guys next time for Trajectory.